So, good afternoon, guys. I'm excited to be here with you today. Today, we're going to talk about a concept called believing yourself. And so, a codependency with trauma, with neglect, with being gaslit, with being made to feel crazy, made to question your own awareness, your own understanding about what you've gone through. This teaches us to disbelieve our feelings, disbelieve our understanding, disbelieve our intuition, disbelieve our hunches about things. It also creates this what's called cognitive dissonance within our mind, because we see behavior happening, they're doing a certain thing that hurts us, and then our brain is like, but we have to love them. We must love them, because that's how we fawn. We fawn. A fawn response is one of the 4 responses the brain has to a threat. Fawning means we people please, we caretake, we become codependent. We try to make ourselves appealing to the threat. And the threat is that person discarding us. Okay, so I call that the discard threat. And that's what I specialize in healing. So, in this experience of fawning, our brain is like, we must love them. When we love them, they'll like us, they'll keep us, because we become appealing to them. So there's a rational brilliance to it. But what that requires is us to doubt ourselves and to question the experience we're having, to question our feelings about it, to question our well-being. I mean, honestly, we discard ourselves by questioning what we think and what we recall and what we feel about what we've been enduring. So a really prominent example in my own life in this is my brain would feel I would feel emotionally very hurt when my stepmother would gaslight me and tell me that she's doing her best, but we're such difficult people to be a mother for. And I'm like, wait a minute, I do everything you ask. I take care of people, I take care of the kids, I cook, we're all mostly obedient, we're not causing a whole lot of problems here. And my awareness of the situation versus her words created that confusion, that cognitive dissonance. And there's a few times where I confronted her on it, and she'd get verbally and emotionally violent and accuse me of things. Accused me of trying to destroy the family, accused me of being possessed of Satan, accused me of trying to destroy the marriage my father and her had, things like that. So they make it really, really personal, and they try to attack things that are irrational and inappropriate. That's a form of psychological abuse there. So I started to believe her rather than believe my own eyes, believe my own ears, believe my own experience, believe my own feelings, right? This disconnects us from reality. This disconnected me from my own awareness, my own brilliance, my own understanding and defense boundary with what was going on. If you've dealt with a narcissist, you have been through this gauntlet. If you've dealt with someone with untreated cluster B mental disorders, you're going to deal with that too. It's a really serious impact on us. We disconnect from ourselves, we kind of dissociate, we become foggy, and we fawn, we try to please others. To heal from codependency, to heal from our need to be codependent is a more accurate term, to heal from this kind of trauma, we have to start believing that our feelings are valid, that they matter, that our experience was real, and that is accurate. Okay? A lot of times, abusers will go towards the factual right, wrong point of view. They'll try to corner people with, well, it was this way, you're just not understanding it right, or you don't have the whole picture, or you don't have my side of the story. You know, there isn't that dynamic does not exist in healthy systems, and this is why. Healthy connections are not built on the concept of right and wrong. They're built on the concept of understanding. Namely, understanding what you feel and what they feel, what you need and what they need, and how they can make that happen. They want to understand the context of what you're going through, and they want to understand where you're coming from, what you feel and what you need. Because they care about how you feel, they care about your happiness, and they care about theirs too. But when we're dealing with toxic people, we're in what's called a transactional relationship, the consumer supply relationship, where they want a specific result from you, and if you're not giving it to them, they're going to try to control you, and they do that by trying to make things right and wrong. This is where we also get into black and white thinking, all or nothing thinking, catastrophic or idealization thinking, things like that. We got to heal this. And the first step in healing that is to believe yourself. Believe your feelings. Believe your experience. Believe you, because you're not crazy. Okay? And we do this a fair bit. There's an extensive series of experiments I lead my students and clients through to help them anchor in their body and connect with themselves, and the validity of what they're seeing, hearing, and feeling. Okay? Because when we see, hear, and feel it, and we acknowledge these three things, we are connecting with the totality of our awareness and our experience. And while our experience is subjective, it doesn't mean it's invalid. It matters. And with healthy people, that is going to matter to them too. With toxic people, they will tend to discard it. They don't want to spend the time. It's a burden. Why do I need to hear this? I'm right, you're wrong, get over it. Nobody cares what you have to say. Nobody cares what you think. You're just being selfish. You're being dramatic. You're too sensitive. Sound familiar? This is how they gaslight us. This is how they push us away. And this is how they get us to question ourselves. We must become resolute in being anchored in our experience and standing with it and for it. Now, if you're dealing with someone who treats you this way, you're not ever going to win with them because they don't care about that. Winning for a healthy person is I feel understood. I feel like we can make a compromise or can find a way through this. Winning for a narcissist is you shutting up and doing what they want. You're not going to win there. And if you've been through this kind of abuse, your brain's conditioned to fawn to it. So we have a psychological preconditioning that gets in there and puts us into that fawn state. So it's best if you're experiencing people who treat you this way to leave, so that your mental health, your emotional well-being can increase by being associated with people who actually care about you and care about your feelings and value those things about you and in your life. Okay? We don't have to earn love. We don't have to prove ourselves right or wrong. We don't have to get them to admit that they're wrong. We got to get out of that fantasy of justice with these toxic people, because you're not going to get it. What you are going to get is more drama. But what you can actually have is peace. And that peace comes by accepting them for what they really are, which means you're really tuning into what your experience is about them. You're also accepting how it really feels to you, because it's not an easy thing to admit that this causes me a lot of pain. Relationships, healthy relationships, do not cause pain, guys. They cause love and peace and joy and play and sometimes boredom. But there's not a whole lot of pain involved, and usually if there is pain, it's just because someone made a mistake. It's not this sense of dread. It's not this constant anxiety. You're not walking on eggshells, that kind of thing. So what I want you to think about today with today's training is, how am I not believing myself? Am I not believing my feelings are valid, or that they matter, or that they're accurate? Am I not believing my recall of events? Am I not believing what I'm seeing? Because if they say one thing and do another, you've got an integrity problem there. And that's your big red flag, because people who do not have congruence that way aren't reliable. And that creates chaos and instability, right? And it also indicates they probably don't have a high degree of accountability or self-awareness, which is going to make everything a lot harder to deal with as you go through the relationship. So that's what I want you to think about. How are you believing yourself? Okay? Now, if you want more assistance in this, if therapy isn't working for you, self-help is burning out, and you're not getting the results you deserve and that you want from these efforts, then I invite you to apply to join the Codependency Confidence System. Now, you can learn about codependency confidence and how it works by taking my workshop at workshop.2 or workshop2.freetheself.com. And it's about an hour long. It goes really in depth on the roots of codependency, the invisible relationship that keeps you hooked on the toxic person, and the 3-stage process that actually heals this. And then you can apply to join. You can jump in, codependency confidence, and actually change your life, because the return on results with that is freedom, peace, calm, clarity, confidence in yourself. And my clients, my students, start seeing results, some within 1 week, most within 4 weeks, and then within 12 months, they've changed their relationships, often their job, and they're finding much deeper happiness with themselves and with others, which is really what people want. They want to feel free to be themselves. They want safer and healthier relationships, and they're able to do things they want in life, and that's what they start to accomplish. So this isn't about therapy. This is about healing. It's not about coping. It's about thriving. So that, if that's appealing to you, if that's what you're looking for, definitely take the workshop. I will link it below in the description if you're here on YouTube, or below if you're here on Facebook. It'll typically be above, and I'll put it in the links below in the comments. So I appreciate you guys being here. Remember that you're worth knowing, loving, and keeping. Definitely look deeply into what you're believing and disbelieving about your experience. Start respecting yourself. Break free of the fantasy that you are wrong, and start accepting that maybe you're actually more right and more accurate than you think you are. Okay? If you have any questions about this, let me know. Comment below and let me know what you think about this, what you gained out of today's training, and share this with anybody you know that would benefit from it. I appreciate you. Now, if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're here on Facebook, hit the follow button. And join the tribe at tribe.freeyourself.com. See you guys later. Talk to you soon.